Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling artificial intelligence, AI, basically trying to understand the brains behind all this tech that's, well, popping up everywhere in our lives.
Exactly. And, we know listeners want to get the important stuff quickly without getting bogged down in overly technical jargon. So that's the plan.
Right.
We've got this document, Con Good Mia, and we're aiming to pull out the core ideas, give everyone a solid foundation.
Okay, good. So let's start right there. Based on that source, what are we actually talking about when we say AI? What's the fundamental idea?
Well, the document puts it pretty simply. It defines AI as technology that lets machines think, understand, and make decisions kind of like humans do.
Okay.
It actually uses the phrase that AI machines mimic human intelligence. So it's all about replicating those sorts of cognitive abilities we have, but in machines.
Mimicking intelligence. Okay, interesting. So it's about machines acting smart, maybe not necessarily being conscious like us, at least not yet anyway.
That's a good way to put it for now, yeah.
So that brings us to the different kinds of AI. Our source mentioned categories.
Yes, it breaks it down into three main types: narrow AI, general AI, and then super AI. We should probably start with narrow AI. It's sometimes called weak AI, too.
Narrow AI. Okay. Weak AI. What does that actually look like? Stuff we use now.
Oh, definitely. This is the AI we interact with most. It's designed for, well, one specific task. Think of it as a specialist, really good at its one job.
Right.
Our source points to things like Google Assistant, Siri, Amazon Alexa. Very common examples. They're fantastic tools, but their intelligence is confined to what they were built for.
So they're narrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Powerful, but only in that limited area.
Gotcha. So Alexa can, play my music or tell me the weather, but it can't suddenly decide to write a novel or something?
Precisely. It sticks to its programming.
Okay. So then what about general AI? That sounds broader. Strong AI, you said.
Yeah, general AI or strong AI. This is a type that theoretically could understand and perform any intellectual task a human can. It's more like the AI you see in sci-fi.
Oh, okay. Like HAL 9000, maybe? Or Data from Star Trek?
Sort of, yeah. That kind of capability. And this is really key from our source, this type of AI, it's still just an idea, really. It's in the research phase. We haven't actually built one.
Right, so it's the goal for some researchers, but it's not here yet.
Okay.
And the third type, super AI. That sounds even more intense.
It does, doesn't it? Super AI is envisioned as AI that would actually surpass human intelligence
Mm-hmm.
across the board.
Wow.
Yeah. The document mentions it as a future possibility, something that could happen way down the line, but it's definitely not something that exists now, purely speculative at this point.
Okay, so we've got narrow AI doing specific tasks now, general AI as a future research goal, and super AI as a kind of far-off possibility. But how does any of this actually work? Like, what's going on under the hood?
Well, the source uses a great analogy. It talks about algorithms being the brain of AI. These algorithms are basically sets of rules or instructions.
Like recipes.
Kind of, yeah. Recipes that tell the AI how to process data, find patterns in it, and then, based on those patterns, make decisions or predictions.
Okay, algorithms as the instructions. So it's about feeding these algorithms lots and lots of data. Is that the idea?
That's a huge part of it, yes. And to get into how that learning happens, the document highlights two really crucial concepts: machine learning and deep learning.
Machine learning. Okay, we hear that term constantly. What's the core idea there?
So machine learning, at its heart, is about getting machines to learn from data without needing explicit step-by-step programming for every single possibility.
Right.
Instead of coding every rule, you give it data, and it figures out the patterns itself. It learns and improves over time as it sees more data.
Okay, so it adapts. The source had that music recommendation example, right? Can you walk us through that?
Absolutely. It's a really relatable one. If you listen to, say, a lot of rock music on a streaming service, the AI learns that preference.
Yeah.
It analyzes your listening history, what you play, what you skip, what you like, and then it starts recommending other rock songs or artists it thinks you'll enjoy based on that pattern.
Makes sense. It happens all the time. Feels like magic sometimes, but it's just machine learning crunching my listening data.
Exactly. It's pattern recognition on a massive scale.
Okay. So that's machine learning. What about deep learning? Sounds deeper.
It is, in a way. Deep learning is described as a, let's say, more complex and layered type of machine learning. The big difference is it uses something called neural networks.
Neural networks.
Yeah, and the document explicitly says these are structured to mimic the human brain. They have layers of processing, kind of like neurons in our own heads.
Okay, mimicking the brain. That sounds pretty sophisticated.
It allows the AI to learn much more complex patterns from, well, enormous amounts of data. Think images, sand, really complex stuff.
So machine learning is maybe like learning categories, and deep learning is like understanding the really intricate details within those categories.
That's a decent way to think about it, yeah. Deep learning powers some of the most impressive AI applications we see. The source mentions things like chatbots that can hold, surprisingly human-like conversations.
Right.
Also, automatic translation tools, think Google Translate, and the voice recognition that lets Siri or Alexa understand what you're saying, those often rely on deep learning.
Wow, okay. So those technologies we use daily, they're running on these complex brain-mimicking deep learning models.
Pretty much, yeah. Machine learning and deep learning are the engines driving a lot of modern AI.
Okay. That gives us a good sense of the how. Now, the source also talked about where AI is being used. What are some of the main fields it highlighted?
Oh, it's becoming incredibly widespread. The document lists quite a few. Healthcare is a big one.
Healthcare, how so?
AI is being used there to help identify diseases, sometimes earlier or more accurately than humans alone, looking at scans and data, and also in speeding up the discovery of new drugs, which is, potentially huge.
Absolutely huge. Faster diagnoses, new treatments. That's incredible potential. What else?
Then there's finance. AI is used a lot there for detecting fraudulent transactions, spotting weird patterns that might indicate theft, and also for automated trading systems on stock markets.
Right. Analyzing market data faster than any human could. Makes sense.
Exactly. Speed and pattern recognition are key there. Education was another area mentioned.
Education. How is AI used in schools?
Well, the idea is to use AI to create more personalized learning plans for students, adapting to their individual pace and needs. The source even mentions virtual teachers, which could potentially help with accessibility.
Virtual teachers. Interesting. And I think entertainment was on the list too.
Yeah, we already touched on it with music, but think Netflix recommendations too. The AI analyzes what you watch and suggests other movies or shows. It's all about keeping you engaged, finding things you might like.
Yeah, yes. The just one more episode engine.
You got it. And finally, a really big one, automation.
Self-driving cars and robots.
Precisely. The source points directly to self-driving cars and advanced industrial robots in factories. AI is the core technology enabling these systems to perceive their environment and operate autonomously.
It really does seem to be weaving into almost everything, which naturally leads to that big question. What about jobs? Is AI coming for all our jobs?
Yeah, that's definitely a major concern people have, and the source tackles it head on. It acknowledges that, yes, AI might change or even eliminate certain types of jobs. That's a real possibility we need to consider.
Okay. It doesn't shy away from that.
No, but it also balances that by emphasizing that AI is simultaneously creating new kinds of jobs. There's not just subtraction, there's addition too.
Okay, so it's a shift maybe, rather than just pure replacement. What kind of new jobs are we talking about?
The document gives specific examples. AI engineers, the people who actually design and build these systems. Data scientists, who are crucial for managing and interpreting the massive data sets AI needs. And robotics experts who work on the physical side of AI implementation.
Right, so new roles requiring new skills are emerging alongside the technology.
Exactly. It suggests more of a transformation of the workforce. And the core message, really, that comes through from the source is about collaboration.
Collaboration between humans and AI.
Yes, that the real power isn't necessarily AI replacing humans, but humans and AI working together, augmenting our abilities, handling tasks differently, achieving things neither could do alone.
That's a much more nuanced picture than just robots taking over. It's about partnership, maybe.
That seems to be the key takeaway from the source on this point, yeah, finding that synergy.
Okay. So as we kind of bring this all together, if you had to summarize the absolute key things we learned from this deep dive into the source material on AI.
Well, let's see. We saw AI is essentially about machines mimicking human intelligence. It exists at different levels. Narrow AI is here now. General and super AI are more future concepts.
Right.
The engine behind it involves algorithms, with machine learning and especially deep learning, using things like neural networks, being key to how AI learns from data.
Okay.
And its applications are already vast: healthcare, finance, education, entertainment, automation. It's spreading. And finally, while the impact on jobs is complex, involving some displacement, it's also creating new roles and points towards a future of human-AI collaboration.
That's a great summary. So our mission here, provide a clear, concise understanding based on Got home, got an Ammon board, comment.pdf. I think we did that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And, building on that collaboration idea, maybe a final thought for listeners.
Go for it.
Just maybe think about how that human-AI partnership could actually play out in your specific field or your own interests. What new things might become possible when humans and AI work together in your world? It's definitely something worth pondering.
That's a great point. It's not just abstract tech, it's about how it interacts with our lives and work. Lots to think about.
For sure.
Well, the world of AI keeps moving fast, so stay curious, keep exploring. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.